Hey everybody, I'm Psychroclasm, and the developer of Swallow the Sea and other disturbing things has put out a new game called The Pit of Babel. And it looks like horrifying Tetris. Oh, we're just gonna jump right into it. So this horrifying little meat monster... It eats a pellet, it grows up, and then I feed it to this machine, and this machine feeds me a Tetris block. And with this Tetris block, I am to build... I am to build a tower. I don't know who that is. That guy is a mystery to me. Oh. So I probably shouldn't feed more than one to this same thing. I guess I really do need to keep track of who's eating what. And I'll just put you in there, and then I'll let it reset. Oh God. So yeah, I don't really know how much more there is to this game. I just got to build a... Oh God, what the fuck? Okay, the tar and sand beneath me were only contrasted by the pale smoke that suffocated my vision. As I traveled deeper to the bottom of this pit of oily black sand, I felt a foreign confusion grow within me, and for a moment I pondered escape. The soil was too loose to allow me the proper footing to climb out. The only direction this geography allowed was descent. Even then, the incline of this pit was far too sheer to allow me to move directly down without tumbling helplessly, so I descended slowly in its familiar clockwise spiral. For a moment, I was filled with a peculiar nostalgia for this path I had never taken. I felt a mix of fear and excitement that was alien to my thoughts. Just moments ago, I noticed how perfect my every footfall was, how each step seemed to be so precise. It felt more intentional than what my fatigued mind should be capable of. It was here that I noticed that I'd become paranoid of my own stride. I worked again to quiet my mind. It was lost in these confusing thoughts that I noticed a form emerge from the smoke before me. It was the shape of a person, taller than my own stature. The silhouette in the fog was moving counterclockwise towards me. Their black clothing blended almost perfectly with the sand. Grabgat! I didn't recognize their language, but I understood this as a greeting. I should have felt a reflex to flee in that moment, but the reflex never came. Now only a few meters in front of me, the man came into focus before stopping. His suit and posture were that of a businessman, but with clothing far too worn and stained. His only sense of formality was coming from how he held himself with such confidence. "It is good to see you." His accent was foreign and almost thicker than the smoke that enshrouded us. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Have we met? I asked unintentionally in a strange tone, the sound of my own voice surprising me. "Hardly, but I would like to," he replied, still beaming. "Pardon?" I replied, working to take control of my voice. "We've hardly met, but I would like to get to know each other. Proximity can be a powerful thing." I wonder what he meant by these words. "May I walk alongside you? It'd be far too ironic to arrive alone." He'd begun approaching me before finishing the sentence. "You may," I spoke almost purely out of obligation, and so we descended clockwise, spiraling below. Okay. What? Oh. So I guess as I climb, I'll earn more bits of story. So there's 4, 5. Oh, that's a big gap. 6. Okay. That doesn't seem too bad. Sorry, how many things have been born and died in my absence? I'm gonna throw you in there. Gotta make the most of my resources. Nope. Ah, damn it, he got it. Oh, boy. Well, I know it's not really in the spirit of the game, but... Oh, do they only work if they're highlighted? What I want to try and do... Okay, hang on. What if I don't build precisely? Like, what if I do stuff like that? What if I build This haphazard tower that only works at its best, you know? Like, theoretically, I will eventually get to the top. If I just continue piling things on. Maybe not. Oh, no. I see. That's why the pit is there. So I can eventually start losing progress. That's pretty smart. I hate it. Ooh, I'm almost to the next story. Well, I guess maybe I shouldn't build haphazardly, is the thing. All I have to remember is to gravitate towards the middle. I mean, the haphazard method does seem to be producing less fast results, but, I mean, really, what can you do? Oh, man, I just realized this output machine can theoretically kill my tower. Oh, that's not good. Oh! After some time traveling deeper, he spoke. You know where we are. I scrambled to discern whether this was a question or a statement. Before I could come to a conclusion, he continued. This terrible pit of tar and smoke, this sense of confusion, of wonder. I could feel him smiling behind me. Do you have any ideas where or what this place was, past or present? I was confident I had known moments ago, but at the moment I was unsure. Enlighten me. Enlighten. I turned, catching a glimpse of his grin. Well, I have an amusing hypothesis, but before I share with you my wayward thoughts, do you recall why you came here? A strange fear gripped me as he spoke those words. I remembered loss. I remembered something small that I couldn't carry any longer. Is this the Lord of the Rings? I believed myself to have lost a child. I could feel the weight of it in my arms, but the specifics remained amorphous. These thoughts were so painful, I'd truly forgotten the name, the face of my own child. Again, I remembered the weight in my arms. I remembered breastfeeding and nurturing them, and I remembered shame. No, I can't recall a thing, I said, the smothered emotions in my voice giving away my poor lie. What an unfortunate thing to lose. Well, I believe we've found ourselves at the site of a miracle, a biblical miracle at that. He responded so quickly and with such ease. And I'm not speaking in metaphor or riddle, I'm quite literal. I choose to believe this is the site of Ziggurat of Babel. Well, the Tower of Babel, now terribly decomposed. I barely absorbed his hypothesis, my mind still struggling to discern my own thoughts. I know you don't believe me. I didn't respond, and the silence between us lasted what seemed like a small eternity. How small of an eternity? Oh, not that large of an eternity. Oh! The options changed. What if I feed this to the machine? I'm not sure what the goal is here. What does this want from me? Do I... Oh, it's a seed for another plant! That's interesting! Don't judge me, I'm working with the pieces I've been given. The exhaustion in my limbs grew crushing. I felt as if I could collapse at any moment, yet still my legs carried me as if they'd made this journey 1,000 times before. I raised my head and my eyes were drawn to nothing. There was no shape, no pattern before me. Still my eyes and my vision were transfixed on a particular part of the smoke just ahead. I failed to explain the sensation I felt. As from this, nothing emerged. The shape of... From this nothing emerged the shape of a towering boulder of debris. A strange voice inside me felt that I had willed this ruin into existence from the smoke itself. "Behold, a fragment of Babel," the man whispered to himself, still behind me. We approached this remnant of some vast structure. Its architecture that remained intact was perplexingly industrial. The black and swirling stone that comprised it appeared to have been cut at a strange angle with a precision greater than that of any ancient culture. The spiraled stone interlocked more similarly to a puzzle or abstraction of art than any practical structure. Even this monolithic remnant seemed to be desperately begging to collapse, yet it stood with impressive resistance, its lack of weathering giving an impression that it had recently been placed here, although I knew this not to be true. We rested beneath an overhang of this structure, slowly regaining our strength. Together, nested here, we stared down into the endless smoke below, both carefully observing nothings within the haze. "You believe me now?" I spent no time discerning his intention. "Is that a question?" A moment of silence passed between us. "Do you want to know why I came here, to this ruined tower?" Before I could respond, he stood and spoke again. "We stand here at the site of the greatest cooperation, a cooperation so grand that the divine struck it down out of contempt. Now, was it the goodness of men, the wealth of kings that allowed this tower's construction? No. It was something far more beautiful than that. Language. The true language. The perfect language. The ability to express ideas to others as they exist within your very head. Our inability to communicate is what kept us separate. It keeps our memories from being truly shared. We're a consciousness of cells that has denied the community of our components possess. With perfect communication, there's no barrier between you and me, and there's no misunderstanding, no need for lies or confusion, there's no self. How else could this stone tangle so elegantly, organically, yet remain so robust? The work of countless brilliant organisms. This was the work of a lost organism, the organism made in our God's image, humanity. We were denied the structure, the form, but here among these ruins we will understand each other again. In fact, we already are. Listen close. Even our accents have melted away." He turned to me, his monologue concluding, his gaze locked with mine. "You think I lie," he said, full of a fading passion. "Cool!" I wish I hadn't looked. What the hell's going on down here? Oh! Oh! Oh, okay. I guess I need to protect my... I guess I need to protect my horrible meat babies. Oh, finally. Something I can... Oh, it's raining. That's new. Finally, something I can add into the tower structure. Oh boy, I've built far too much in that direction. I need a square. Not that Tetris ever cares what you need. I wonder if the tar drowns them. Yep, it looks like it does indeed kill them. Cool, good to know. Ugh. I guess we're in a streak of blue L's. Here we go. Oh, boy. Yep. Okay, the dispenser is destroying my tower. This is bad. Let's hammer these back in. Oh, God. Oh! Apparently that did something. After some time traveling deeper, he spoke. You know where we are. I scrambled to discern whether this was a statement or... Oh, okay, never mind. I accidentally clicked on one of the eyeballs, I think. Okay. Okay, how about no, you creepy Dutch bastard. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, I can't handle any more coming from the dispenser. Oh, God. So that's where this becomes a challenge. I see. Oh, man. Okay, cool. Oh no, I probably should have saved that, but that's fine. Oh boy. Using the block hammer is like a very dangerous thing. Ugh. And I think that might be part of the point, that my mistakes build up over time. Like all these little gaps will eventually vibrate themselves to death. No, Well, then you wish to know the truth, he cut me off sharply. His inflection changed, clearly feigning emotion. It's a tragic story. I lost something very important to me. I lost my baby, my wee little lad. Stop it, I said coldly. He refused. I can't even remember his face or his name, but I can remember him sucking from my tit. Shut up! And now I'm just all full of shame. Shut up! I screamed, now standing and enraged. I grabbed his chest and shoved him back, sending him tumbling back out of our temporary rest site. As soon as he recovered his feet, he charged back up the hill towards me. I struck him in the head with as much force as I could muster before he grappled me, pressing and holding me still. Unable to struggle free from him, he spoke to me through his teeth. So much emotion, but you fail to even observe your own anatomy. Let me remind you. As he released me from his grapple, he tore my loose-fitting shirt up and over my head before retreating back away from my flailing body. Look, you never could have breastfed any child, let alone your own. You're a man, deeply confused by memories that have drifted into your head. Although I was seething, for a moment I looked down and was shocked to see my own body fail to align even slightly with my remembered self. That child was never yours. That memory you're holding so closely, so clearly, is that of this place. Some woman beneath these sands. A maelstrom of emotions swirled within me. The unclear image of children, family, and lovers that had plagued my mind came into focus. Incompatible memories of men, women, beauty, and loss. Who was I in this sea? In whose body did I stand? As a tightness constricted my throat and heat built within my chest, I collapsed to my knees, mourning the lives I never lived. I curled into a ball and cried, tears of my 100 strangers. You believe me now. That is a fascinating way to, like, make somebody believe that. Oh, jeez. See, I haven't interlocked my parts nearly enough. That next step is... Oh, what the fuck? That next step is way up there. The question is, do I build less carefully, or do I keep going the way I have been? So what I've done is I've fallen into a classic trap where I've been building towards the center. And I've created a spot for myself where I'm not getting the blocks I need, so I can build, well-integrated levels. But I think I'm going to survive just fine, because I'm using my excess of long pieces horizontally and building them out so as not to create like a single block. And then I think I can reinforce from here. I know it seems stupid based on that, but I'll only have one more level to go after this. Although these gray thingies have become a lot more common. You know, I've actually kind of come to love these little horrible red things. Like when they're sleeping, they're all peaceful and they got little puffy lips and they're cute. These assholes don't fucking stop. It was nice when I'd built up an excess of... shoot, what's the word? When I built up an excess of pellets, you know, they kind of alerted me to their own presence by screaming every time they ate one of them. Like that. God, the population down here has really grown. This tower is swaying in the breeze a lot more than I'd like. But I just don't know if it's too late or it would be stupid to reinforce it or try to hammer it back into place. So I was hoping the weight would do that for me, but it doesn't seem to be. Oh, they're eating my babies. Alright. It's finally time. I recalled leaving that place 100 times. I recalled 1,000 steps by different feet. The downward spiral had tightened. The smoke had become so heavy and viscous at times I felt I could have swam through it if I was granted the appropriate anatomy. The man walked ahead of me now. He had for some time. We spoke little as we descended. Our communication had grown abstract, often being unclear who was the speaker at any given moment. Even in some moments there was no speaker, only language. You're afraid. Beneath this earth, will I dream? Will I know how this ends? Amnesia is the small death. What is memory but the measurement of life? Is to share memory not to extend one's own life? Are there perhaps shapes, recursive and fractal, that emerge from life that can only be examined when viewing many lives? Whoa. Wait, that's just statistics. I shouldn't be wowed by that. Do these shapes harbor greater truth, divinity, or the absence of it? If the mind is the image of God, what image do we now take? The mind drifted in and out of a sea of sounds, each resembling a voice in form, but only being understandable in great quantities. Like the grains in sand, individually we were solid and unique, but as a structure we took on properties that could only be approximated as fluid. We made our final descent. This tide of minds was what controlled us. Man, I do not like this structure. Oh, it's not swaying in the wind. the addition... Oh my god. The addition of parts is what was making it sway. Like it was just trying to correct itself. Like, this is heavily physics-based. Oh. Oh, no. This is a problem. So wait, am I just supposed to make do with what I have? Oh, you sneaky bitch! I love it! Tear apart my own tower at the base. Oh, that's genius. But tear apart my own tower from the bottom up in an effort to make the final push. That's beautiful. Fortunately, I built my tower with integrity. One more. Nice little square cap on the end. Fuck. Glad I had extras. That would be really disappointing if I hadn't. Oh, that's why the eye hesitates to open. It wants to make sure the structure is sound before it gives in. At last they were before me, yet I don't recall them coming into my vision. The bottom of the pit, a churning place of black sand ever submerging in a familiar spiral. I felt decades older, and in a way perhaps I was. It felt strange to step onto ground that lacked such an unforgiving incline. The man passed me, moving knee-deep into the swirling sand. He began eagerly removing his clothing. Once released, the clothing swirled around the pit before being sucked effortlessly below the surface. I'd seated myself on one of the few articles of debris, legs dipped into warm, oily sand. I could feel the 1,000 faces of those already beneath the surface. They seemed to be focused on me, or perhaps that was the last remnant of my individual demanding that I be special. There was a strange clarity in this place, like the air in the eye of the storm. I did not recognize my own memories here, but I recognized those that weren't. You hesitate. The man spoke awkwardly, using his dejected vocal cords. I felt my throat peel open as I chose to respond. Perhaps someday I'll wish to be alone again. Oh, I love the use of color. Like the developer merged them to make note of the fact that they were... You already get it, but I want to say it out loud. To indicate that they were of the same consciousness, or they were giving into the collective. But there's a subtle turn back to blue here for our character. It's not, I don't think it's quite the color it was when we started. You would remain lesser. Even if you were to flee, you would be but a bundle of conflicted memories, unsure of your age, your wants, or needs. We are in the image of... I cut the man off as he submerged waist deep into the tar and sand. I don't want to become God or divine or closer to his image. Maybe I'm content just being a man. As his upper chest submerged, he turned to face me, his facial muscles maintaining composure through great effort. I shouted through the smoke. What do you want? Why come here? Why join these people? Why just become a cell in the organism? His final pained smile was communicated only through his eyes before he slipped beneath the surface. In the deafening silence that followed, he wordlessly spoke. I don't want to be God. I just want to be a little better than this. Damn. Wait. I'm back? Oh, okay. Dude, I was so scared. The tower has once more been willed into existence. A piece of you, however small, has become part of this place. Blah, 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 code below for all to see. Got it. Oh, so the little cute things are called rotters. That's an uro, a doula. Oh, don't know. I don't like that. A secret rotter? What does that mean? The grinder? What does that mean? Oh, I could follow this up. Okay. If you wish to give it a name for others to remember, send an image of the code below at LameBoySP on Twitter, or email and have your name etched into this final tower for all to see. Oh, is that what this is? That's a very short list. Maybe it's just people who don't have Twitter. That's so cool. So oh man. I'm taking it apart as much as I can. Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Oh, that's satisfying. Oh god, I wish I had gone to the bottom to see what horrific nonsense I've... Oh! Oh, boy. Yeah. I love it. Oh, I can actually grab stuff out of the tower in the middle. But it's not causing any problem. There it goes. Now no one can use my tower to become part of the collective. That was so cool. But that was the pit of... But what the fuck were these, by the way? We kind of glossed over that. Oh, man. Like, I understand the concept of wanting to be part of a larger entity. But I guess I only ever think of it through the lens of maintaining an individuality and being able to communicate with the entirety of the collective at once. I've never really considered what would happen if you gave yourself to the collective and lost your individuality. I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter because you've lost you at a certain point. Then again, as they lost individuality, the collective seemed to want us to become part of it. Although, I don't know if a collective in this sense would try to make becoming part of the collective seem appealing. Because this would be the only way they could gain new memories and experiences. Like, they essentially cease to be when they've joined the collective, and then each new member would be essentially letting them live. So I wonder if a collective in that sense would just be a greedy, singular mind, almost. I don't know if it'd be better or just different. Because this collective isn't working to forward any kind of cause or help humanity. They're just here at the bottom of a pit, existing. That's probably more than I should be thinking about it. This was the pit of Babel. Think about it on your own and get back to me. Until the next video, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you around. Bye.